Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Getting Speakers Booked, your podcast by speakers for speakers. As always, if you are a speaker listening and you're looking to get plugged into a community on Facebook, online that we meet all the time, for you to get on more stages, get your name out there, and continue growing your skills, you can join our free Facebook group. Link is in the description. Our Speakers Supporting Speakers group, we just renamed it, so I'm really excited. Every Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, we have Friday networking where you can plug in and connect with other speakers, authors, and event planners to get on more stages and learn some new skills. But today, I'm super excited to have our guest, Penny, with us. Penny, thank you so much for taking the time today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Macy. It's great to be here early in the morning.
It's early in the morning for us, which is always great because I feel very fresh and very excited for the day because of things like this. Um, Penny and I have known each other a few months now, and we spend a lot of time together actually because I feel like we're always on a Zoom call together. We're always connecting. We're always learning how we can promote each other and help each other. And Penny's just an amazing person who has skills in so many things, not only speaking, not only facilitating. So I'll let you kind of take it away, Penny. Why don't you tell us, everyone, just a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Thanks so much for sharing. Yes, I got into teaching later in my life. I didn't start out as a teacher, but that happened maybe in my mid-20s, late 30s, and I started to make a career change. And I just really loved working with children. So I got my teaching degree and went back to university and the whole gamut, if you can imagine. And I had a son at that time who was very young, like 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old. So I was in university for about the first 10 years of his life. And then what happened is I didn't end up working with kiddos. I ended up working with adults at a college. And you know what? I went to this PD about, I think it was assertiveness and all these kinds of like self growing type classes. Anyways, I saw the lady standing there and she was leaning against the table and she just looked so cool. And she was like facilitating the class and I just went, I want to be like her. She looks really cool. Like gets to travel a little bit. And ever since then, I had that bug in my mind. Even when I was teaching at the college, I was like, I think I could do more than just teaching here. Like, there's something else. What's this facilitation thing about? Or what's these workshops? What could I do? And that right there, that seed was planted.
Wow. That's so cool, and I think it just goes to show there's so many types of like ways that it manifests in our life of like how we see other people doing something that inspires us to do it. Because it's not just that she was good at it. You're like, oh, she just looks so cool. Like there's just something about her, and I think other people can see that in you as well, Penny. So I think that's a huge bonus.
Yeah, she just looked like she was so calm, and yet we were all engaged, and it was fun and interesting, and I was learning and everyone was learning, and it just didn't seem disturbed or anything. It was just, she was in control. She was facilitating. Now that I look back, I didn't understand. It was just looked great. I want to do that. Whatever she's doing, I want to do it.
Aw, yeah, I think it's a good testimony for us to remember as well of like it's not just about like the little nitpicky words that we say. Sometimes it's not about like the ahs and the ums that we say when we deliver a talk, or sometimes it's not about having all the right words. Sometimes it's just that confidence. That's huge. But I want to switch gears just a little bit because now you are a facilitator and you speak a lot and you're building your own community as well. So we'll get to that in just a second. But can we talk a little bit about like what kind of stages do you speak on? What topics are you really passionate about?
Mm. My most passionate one is to teach people how to be a facilitator. If you can, and how I got to that was I got involved with Toastmasters. So
Yeah.
again, I was at the college and I realized, I don't really know how to speak. So I got involved with Toastmasters and I was in Toastmasters for 14 years. And I took on a lot of leadership roles. And one of the leadership roles was one of the seasoned members noticed that, it looks like maybe you could do some facilitation training. And I didn't know what that meant. But I took that on and I started being the coordinator, and I built a whole program. I trained 80 people on how to be a facilitator in that time frame, and did lots of different presentations on the topic, because in Toastmasters there's always every, I don't know, few months people are getting trained, and people didn't know how to be a good trainer. They didn't know how to be a good teacher on the different topics. So that's how I got passionate about wanting to help people make a room fun and make it interesting. So that's kind of the basis of where it started. And now when I use that today, I'm also helping people learn how to facilitate a room just by using case studies, or maybe we're doing role play. Like, these are the real ways we learn. We don't really learn by just stepping back and listening to a talking head. That isn't the way that we learn. We need to take in information, and then that information needs to be applied on the spot or the next day. Otherwise, we just forget. And so the places that I can apply that type of work is I'm always modeling it. So I'm like that lady way back when. I'm modeling in every classroom or every space that I'm in when I'm teaching workshops and sharing, or even facilitating my community. I'm using those techniques to keep it fun and interesting and applying what we're learning, rather than just a talking head of some kind. So I'm using it everywhere, even at home in my conversations. It's going to naturally come out, and I'm like trying to make it, how does everybody benefit? How do we all get to be involved with what's happening? It isn't about just one person on the stage. I feel like it's a group effort.
It is. I want to step back just 1 second. Can you kind of define what is facilitation? Maybe if someone is maybe just unused to the title, I think they might know what it is, but I would love for you to define that really quick.
Yeah, good point. Facilitation is being like a teacher. If you think back to grade school, when those teachers wandered around the room and they were helping you out with your math or your English, it's similar to that. However, it's not similar to, in university is a good example, there was a teacher and there was 5,000 people and somebody is talking. That's not a facilitator. That's a lecturer. Mm-hmm. And it's a one-way conversation. Mm-hmm. Whereas facilitation, I'm like the elementary school teacher where she's walking around and she's coming behind you and she's helping you do the writing. That's what I do too. So I go around to the small groups if we're in breakout rooms online. We're in breakout rooms, but even in a workshop, I'm going to walk around and talk to those different groups, make sure that they're on track, contribute to what they're saying. And so I'm like a guide or a direction, and sometimes the direction may go not where I planned. The direction may go where the group kind of ends up going. And I'm just there to keep everybody a little bit on the end goal, but how we get there might be a little bit different depending on the group. Mm-hmm. So it's not like I'm pushing people to learn information. I want the information to be almost drawn out of the people in the room. Yeah. They have all the answers already. We just need to draw it out. And even with folks that are coaches, coaching other people, that's a similar mindset as well, where the coach is trying to, the answers are all within Macy. We just need to draw them out and help her see them. And that happens, I think, even faster in a group, because it's like where people are kind of, they make little comments and then there's like little ahas. Oh, wow. Or they hear it differently from the other person. There might be 3 people in a group and like, oh, wow, I didn't think of it that way. And you'll see shifts. I get goosebumps thinking about it. You see shifts happen in the room in real time. It's very exciting.
That is very exciting, and I know exactly what you're talking about. So basically, just in simple terms, I mean, you do a few different types of workshops. I know you do communication workshops as well. You work a lot with corporate, you work a lot with independent people. But basically, I mean, facilitator is is someone there in the room to convey the material, but also really make sure that everyone there is really grasping it and they're actually able to apply it to what they're doing, and start building things out while you're there. And it's such a great role to have, because you're, like you said, you're basically like a teacher, but it's a little bit step further because you're a lot more hands-on than maybe someone who's just like, hey, I just want to tell you some things, all right, maybe if you apply it, that's good. It's like, no, let me sit down with you, let me make sure you're applying it. So I think that's so great, and that's really what your passion is making sure other people see the value in being a really great facilitator and really able to make it interactive and make it fun, like you mentioned. So that's really what I'm hearing, and I think that's so wonderful for that to be kind of your driving force.
Yes. So when I do some of those other communication workshops, or we do a team building activity for a company, or if I do, what else? Communication, I do coaching as well. But that is my main piece, is the communicating, like trying to understand each other. So for example, the cross-cultural communication workshop that I do helps other people see, the differences of where we come from. So for example, we talk about, I don't have to be the expert. That's the other neat thing about being a facilitator, because I'm drawing the expertise again out of the people in the room. So for example, in Canada, I've done several workshops about how getting ready for the workforce might be different than way back when you lived in China, let's say. So in China, we don't speak up. This is a thing, we're not really supposed to speak up in the workforce. We do as we're told. Mostly, this is kind of what I've been finding out from other people. And I don't need to say that out loud. We can ask someone from a different country to speak about what it's like from where they're from.
Yeah.
And we can find out that, in Canada, it would be more normal or more acceptable that I would speak up about my opinion, about what I thought, and actually it would be an expectation. And if you aren't actually doing that, then maybe the boss might be thinking, hey, this person has nothing to contribute, which is not true, because definitely everyone has something to contribute. So just helping people see that and go, so Mary needs encouragement to speak up, because that's not how it was in her home country. And we need to let her know that, she's not going to get fired or something crazy and different.
There's so many great things to learn when it comes to cross-cultural, There's very neat things that you can apply to your own workplace because of it. Maybe if you have a high percentage of maybe Asians and Asian immigrants, right, and you're able to adopt and apply some of those methods. Or on the other side, like making sure, like you said, of creating that space for them and saying, hey, I know maybe you're not used to this, but this is the way, and I think this is a good way if you see it as well, and really bridging that gap of communication so that no one feels left out, but also no one feels ignored. So I think that's such a cool class. I'd love to participate in something like that if you ever do it virtually, because Penny lives in a very, very cold place in Canada right now, which is, I'm sure, so beautiful for Christmas time. Christmas is over now, though, so I not a white Christmas for me anymore. Well, Penny, what is the best way someone can reach out, contact you if they're interested in learning more about your facilitation workshops, your workshops, or just getting in touch and maybe coaching with you?
My phone number is, it's a phone number, and nowadays we can WhatsApp or we can text. It's all the same number. It's 306-241-4880. And then I have an email, and it's just contact@pennynilsen.com. And I'm guessing Macy's going to put that down in the show notes there. Absolutely. Also, I have a website, and that is pennynilsen.com. So it's Penny, Penny. Nilsen is Nilsen.com. And it's not Penelope, just if anybody's asking.
That is great for people to know. I mean, that's important. Well, Penny, thank you so much for the time. I really appreciate it. It's been such a pleasure getting to know you, getting to listen to you, and also really learning from you. There's so much cool things that I'm learning every single day when it comes to communication. So I thank you so much. I thank you for coming on and spending the time. And I hope to see you on the podcast again very soon.
Thanks, Macy. Take care.
Of course, and to everyone watching, I really appreciate you as well. And again, if you're a speaker looking to be connected with other like-minded speakers who are ready to promote you, ready to put you on stages, you can join our free Facebook group in the description, as long as all of Penny's description, or all of her contact information in the description. Apologies. Thank you again so much. I appreciate you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.